What is going on, guys? Welcome to a video. This is going to be a Q&A kind of video. It's going to be me just sitting here talking to you guys about, I got a few questions. Like, I didn't get a lot. I think I got like 5 questions. 3 of the 5 were about diets, and the other ones I'm going to go over. One's about the future of the company, and then the other one is who would I want to collab with on YouTube. And they didn't specify who, like fitness or like they didn't specify fitness. So I'm probably just gonna talk about who I would want to collab with, but not just in the fitness industry, because I think the fitness industry itself is a little weird. It's a little strange. I'm not trying to be aggressive. I'm just, it's a little weird sometimes. Yeah, it's a little strange, especially when you hear about like that chick who got busted for, I don't know, I think she was like selling workouts to people and like diet plans, and they were cookie cutter, like they were the same thing every time. And it's like one of those things where it's when it came out, like, I wasn't shocked. Like, it was I wasn't shocked. Like, you gotta realize a lot, and this is why I don't do a lot of coaching, and I don't do a lot of like fitness teaching per se. And every time I do talk about it, I always say, hey, this is just like my opinion. Like, I'm not educated person in this topic, or only thing I have to show for is my results, and you can take that with a grain of salt if you want to. But I think there's an issue in the fitness industry when people claim to be educated in a topic when they're actually not. Like, for example, at my job, I'm not a certified personal trainer. So when people ask me how to use equipment, I don't know if I have to, but I tell them, hey man, I'm not a personal trainer, I'm not certified, because it would be wrong for me to tell something to somebody without actually being trained in it. Even though I know how to do it for myself, I don't know the safe way to do it. You know what I mean? But it's just like the whole fitness industry is just weird. Like, if you take a step back and you realize what's actually going on, you're basically selling sex appeal most of the time. And it's really strange. It's a really strange thing to think about. Like, I mean, that's what you're doing. If you have a good physique, if you have abs, if you have a large butt, if you have a slim waist, if you have a wide chest, if you're a guy, skinny waist, and you have that, it's really easy to sell yourself as a trainer or as like a professional. And I think that's when people get caught up in trouble, because just because you have those tools, it's like, it doesn't make you a trainer. Just make sure I still have my questions up. It doesn't make you a trainer. And I think that's what happened to her. That's not what happened to her. I mean, she might be educated, but she was just lying to people. Like, she was giving everybody the same program, which is messed up. If you guys work with me, if anyone has ever worked with me, friends or family, I don't give you the same program. Like, I don't feel comfortable doing that. My ethics wouldn't allow me to do that. But on top of that, I think she was also like, I think she was like not giving back the money. Like, if they asked for her, like, I think people started catching on earlier that, and I don't know, I'm just kind of speculating. I'm sure there's better videos on it, but I think she was selling everybody the same program, which after a while, if someone, if you go into your comments and say, oh, I love that glute exercise you did, and someone says, oh, what was it? And then they say, oh, it was, 5x6 with 185 on a squat, and someone's like, oh, that's weird. And then, if people keep, and that's the cool thing about social media, if you keep liking that, then it's like, whoa, wait a second, then everyone's like DMing each other, they may make like a group chat and like catching on to her. And I think when she got caught, that's when the issue really was. Like, if you get caught, you're just like, oh, my bad, man. Like, that was ethically wrong. You're just breaking ethics. You're not breaking any law. Like, you're not taking money from people. And I think once you get caught doing something ethically wrong, you got to clear that shit up quickly. This is more than just fitness. And then, because you don't want to get in trouble with the law, you don't want to get in trouble with, like, taking monetary funds from people. I think she wasn't, like, giving back the money, which she should have. She should have given back 100% of the money, but she wasn't. And yeah, but the fitness industry is weird. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and go with my Q&A. The thumbnail was obviously clickbait. Not really. It has to be like that. It sucks. Like, I don't want it to be like that, but it's part of marketing. It's like when people ask me about my thumbnails, I'm like, well, you wouldn't go to a restaurant that had an ugly sign out front. You wouldn't go to a restaurant that had no curb appeal unless it was, like, the only restaurant in your town. And that's kind of how YouTube is nowadays. You have to. It's full of people who take time, like I remember when I used to do Call of Duty videos, and when I would record, I would just take, like, the thumbnail that YouTube saved, and I would just throw that up there, and it was fine because people weren't, it wasn't oversaturated with very artistic and creative people. It just wasn't yet. And then I think over time it started doing that, and then so, like, the scale from, like, a regular video to, like, a crazy thumbnail, it went from here, it just started separating. So if you want to have a video that has a possibility of getting a decent amount of views, you just got to be up there. And then your content will carry your, if your content's good, people will stay. I would hope people would, like, kind of ignore the thumbnail just to get to your video, but that's either here or there. So I'm going to go ahead and get into the Q&A. I have a few goals in this video. This is going to be a longer video. It's probably going to be like 20 minutes. So I'm going to start off with the diet. Now, I've been getting this question so much lately. It's kind of funny because, like, a lot of people first off, marketing. This is the Silence hoodie. We still have a few available if you guys want to get it. Link in the bio. Super comfortable. It's very good. Blend of cotton and it's got a really good blend of cotton in it. There's not much shrinkage to it at all. It's got the cuffs. It's a really good sweatshirt. Like, I promise you, you'll love it. Everyone who has gotten it, they love it. But yeah, link in the bio if you guys want to pick up any of those. If you don't, that's cool too. I'm not gonna make you buy anything, like, ever. I wouldn't do that. Anyways, okay, so 3 of the 5 questions. Diet. And a lot of people have been noticing my weight loss, and it's like one of those things where before I would just be like, oh, you just gotta do this, you just gotta do this, you just gotta do this. You gotta restrict your calories, you gotta do a little bit of cardio, work out, 5-6 days a week, drink more water, maybe take more vitamins. Since you're not eating as much, you may be vitamin deficient. Track your calories, know what you're eating, learn what a macronutrient is, learn what a calorie is, learn that vitamins don't supply you with calories, so you just learn. But lately I have been getting a lot of questions, more or less, not really questions, but like pushback. People, I tell them what I do, and then they tell me what they heard. And I don't want to be offensive to anybody, but the only way to diet and set all the bullshit fad diets to the side, because those are all avenues to get to this one path. Like, this one path to lose weight is the same for everybody in the whole world. 7 billion people can all lose weight like this. And there's a few, biomarkers that might affect you, or there's a few different genetic things that might affect it, but that's when you got to see a doctor for stuff like that. Maybe a doctor, but I would think like a geneticist person. But I digress. So, how do you diet? You restrict calories. And like, I could just end the video there. Like, I could end dieting right there. Like, that's it. That's what you do. You restrict calories. You take your weight. You take your height. I've done this many times, but the more I lose weight, people want to see. And And dude, I got a DM. Actually, I got like 2 DMs from people I don't even know, like accusing me of steroids, which was kind of weird because I don't look like I do steroids. I don't look in like crazy shape, and the people I do know who do steroids are, like you don't. If you've been working out for a while, it's really hard for a steroid user to get by without you knowing they do steroids. And you don't call them out for that. Like, if you take steroids, it doesn't really matter. Like, that doesn't affect me. You're not cheating. I mean, what are you cheating in? To get shredded? No. The only time it's an issue is if you're really doing it in a sporting event where there is a law or a rule that says don't do steroids. Otherwise, if you're taking steroids, at 25, you're taking steroids because you want to look better. And maybe there's deeper, maybe there's insecurities, and maybe you seek help for that, but like, who gives a fuck? Take steroids. It's expensive. If you can afford it, do it. But I don't know. This is the first time I've ever been accused of doing that. So I don't do that. I never have done that. I've taken creatine. That's it. Just want to get that out of the way. So, I don't do steroids. Never done steroids. I've seen people do steroids. I have friends who done steroids, but I don't do them. I don't want to do them. They're too expensive. I like long-term. I look at the whole world as ROI. So my return on my investment, and I look at everything with value. That's kind of how I perceive this whole world that we live in. I perceive everything through a ROI lens. What's my return on my investment? Yes, I could get shredded. Yes, it may help me with my social growth, but what's my long-term effect? When I'm 65 years old and the overuse of steroids, because I'm not a professional, so I probably wouldn't do it the right way either. And I know myself, I probably would just dive into it. And I may not be functioning as well at 65, 70 if I did steroids. So I don't want to do it. I just don't want to do it. But a diet. All diets are restriction of calories. Now, how do you get to the restriction of calories? That's when these fucking cockroaches of businesses and marketing schemes, that's when they get in there and they sink their freaking fangs on you people. On these people, they play with people's emotions. Like, and that's what's so sickening about the fitness industry is people play with your emotions because you're overweight and you want to lose weight and you would do anything to lose weight. So what do? They say these bullshit diets that A, prolong your diet so you stay with their plan or their meal longer, or B, they sell you something that is super expensive and not necessary. Not necessary. Protein shakes, not necessary. Carb replacement, not necessary. Like, it's just like, and they use like fad words, and it's just like a bunch of nonsense out there. So I'm just gonna just tell you the truth. Restrict your calories. Google. Actually, I'll just do it right now for you. You just gotta Google calorie calculator. Got my calorie calculator right here. Okay. Boom. Calorie calculator. Go to calculator.net.com. I'm not going to focus. Boom. Right there. calculator.net.com. I'm going to put in my information. I am 22 years old. I am a male. I am 6 feet tall. I am 200, actually I hit a low weigh in this morning of 203.2, but I'm not going to put that in there. I'm going to say 205 just because that might have been a fluke, and I'm currently 205. That was an early weigh-in. 205, I work out way too much. I work out in intense, I work out 6 to 7 days. I haven't taken a day off in a long time. Boom. So, this is it. That's all you got to do. Just going to focus maybe. Okay, so you see this calculator, a lot of people say that's not accurate, that's not science-based. And I would say you are absolutely 110% right. I would totally say you are absolutely right. It's weird they have like, what's a zigzag diet? Sounds intense. Yeah, so once you get your calories, the top number you saw was, if I just sit here and I don't do anything all day, what could I, and I do those workouts 6-7 times a week. If I did all that how many calories would I have to eat to not lose weight? The answer, I think, was like 3,395. That's it. Once you have that number, then you mess around. You know, do I want to lose a half pound a week? Go down to 3,100 calories a day. Do I want to lose 2 pounds a week? Go down to 22, 24, 2,500 calories a week. I want to lose 1 pound a week. That's all you gotta do. That's literally all you have to do. You eat less calories than you intake. So that's easy. That part's not hard, but it's the education part. I don't even know how many calories are in fish. Like, I don't know these things. And that's when these companies can get in and really mess you up. So, I'm here to tell you. Let me focus real quick. There is 3 main sources of calories. Carbs, protein, fat. Each gram of fat has 9 calories. Each gram of carbs has 4 calories. Each gram of protein has 4 calories. Okay? There's another one. I don't drink that much, but for somebody who does drink a lot, and I think if you drink a lot, you shouldn't try to diet, because when you drink, you can maintain calories, but when you get a little bit too tipsy or borderline drunk, you eat, and then you eat things that are bad for you. That's when the fat rolls, because you can diet drinking alcohol, but it's what you eat afterwards. But yes, so you take fat, protein, carbs, you break it down, 4 calories each, 4 calories for 1 gram of protein and carbs, 9 calories for 1 gram of fat. So you take down your macros and you break down. So if I want to do 3,000 calories, and typically I would do, so let's just give a quick example. I want to diet off of 3,000 calories right now because I want to lose a half pound to 0.5 pounds, 1 pound a week. How would I do that? Michael, how would I break down my calories? Okay, what would I tell you? I would tell you to go off of basic, very easy split, a 40-40-20 split. That means 40% of your calories will come from protein, 40% of your calories will come from carbs, and 20% of your calories will come from fat. Not that fat's bad, but fat has more dense. It's more dense in calories, because when fat goes in your body, it's a prolonged energy source, whereas carbs are not. So I have 3,000 calories right here. Okay, so if I want to do if I want to break that down into a 40-40-20 split, how would I do that? Cool, awesome. So I want to do 40% of my calories to come from carbs. Okay, so we're gonna take 3,000 calories. We're gonna multiply. Did I hit it? Multiply 3,000 by 0.4. Boom, 1,200 calories. Okay, so I got 1,200 calories there. That's how many calories are going to come from carbohydrates. Now we're going to divide by 4. Boom. So that's how many carbs you're going to eat a day. 300 grams. You can track all this on MyFitnessPal. Learn how to use it. It's super simple. It takes about 3 to 4 days. Once you get the hang of it, it's super easy. I've been using it for years. It's like second nature to me. And also, I would recommend buying a little scale. It makes it a little bit easier so you can weigh things out. So I have 300 calories are going to come from carbohydrates. We got that. The 40, I don't know if I want to do that. Maybe I can do a 50-30-20. Let's do that. Let's do a 50-30-20. Okay, so scratch what I said. Scratch what I said. Let's do a 50-30-20. I don't want, protein's a little bit too high on that one. That's more or less if you're, really trying to maintain muscle. So let's go 50-30-20. 50% carbs, 30% protein, 20% fat. So we're going to take 3,000, multiply that by 0.5. It's going to get that 1,500. Divide that by 4. Also, okay. 3,000 times 0.5 equals that. Divide that by 4. Awesome. 375 carbs. Write that down. Take 3,000 times 0.3. Divide that by 4. 225 grams of protein. Write that down. 3,000 times 0.2 divided by 9. 67 grams of fat. You take 67 grams of fat, put that in your calculator. Take 225 grams of protein, put that in your calculator. Take 300 grams of carbs, put that in your calculator, and boom, you have a perfect diet. Follow that, track your food, eat whatever you want, make sure you're supplementing vitamins. It's that easy. Done. Do that for 3 weeks. Weigh yourself. I weigh myself every day. Take your average. That's why I do it, because I can take my average. Take your average. Oh man, I'm not really losing weight anymore. What do I do? You have options. Do you want to increase your cardio? Do you want to start cardio? Do you want to maybe work out 1 more day a week? Because all you're trying to do is you're trying to separate the caloric expenditure. That's what you're trying to do when you lose weight. Or what you can do is just decrease your calories. Go down to 2,800. Go down to 2,900. And then you have a diet just like that. It's not the hardest thing in the world. Put all the bullshit diets aside. The keto, I like keto. Don't get me wrong. I've done keto many times. I'm a big proponent of keto. But that's a little bit, it's not hard. It's actually really easy, but there's different mechanisms. I wouldn't ever tell someone to do keto unless I personally know them. And I see them often where I can help them. So, you know, keto, Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers, Mediterranean diets, all of these are basically, they're all 100% off that basis of being in a caloric deficit. Whether it's restricting calories or tricking your body, there's just many different ways you can get to the same result. But that's the basis of dieting. That's how I diet. Okay, so that's question number 1. 22 minutes into the video. Question number 2. What are we expecting to come out with for Silence in the next few months? That was the question. Just want to make sure I phrase it right. Next few articles of clothing. Shirts. We're working on a very, very, very high lifestyle athletic blend of a elongated poly or elastine and cotton blend. Yes, coming out with that soon. I'm gonna try to make it a staple shirt. Women's leggings. I know I've been getting a lot of questions, and almost not even like questions, almost like demands. I'm getting like demands. Ladies, we will have leggings coming out. I'm working on sports bras too. I'm in the sampling process, so hopefully by summer we'll see what I can do. Guys, I'm one man. I can only do so much. So yeah, that's the next few articles of clothing. And then finally, the last question. Who would I want to collab with? Who would I want to do a YouTube collab with? Now, I'm going to break it down into the fitness, and I'm also going to break it down to non-fitness. Who would I want to collab with in YouTube? Joe Rogan. I would love to do a Joe Rogan interview, and it's just that simple. I just want to talk to him, pick his brain. So Joe Rogan would be the first one. Second one would probably be Theo Vaughn. This is non-fitness. I would love to talk to Theo Vaughn. Who else? I think Jordan Peterson would be cool to talk to. Jordan Peterson, who is a clinical, what is he? Clinical psychologist, I want to say? Maybe? Let me look. Yeah, he's a Canadian clinical psychologist. He studied at the University of Toronto. He's a thinker. I like thinkers. I like to think a lot. I'm a thinker. So yeah, those would be 3. Joe Rogan, Theo Vaughn, and Mr. Peterson. Fitness industry. First one would be the online coach. That man is he's like the father figure of the fitness industry, and I believe in that wholeheartedly. I don't just say that because he helped me out before with Silence. He gave me a shout out. I don't just say it because of that. I say it because he's a genuinely good person. Like, he has a family, you know, he's married. He has, I think, 3 kids. 3 kids, 2 girls and 1 boy, I think. You know, he's got a gym, not the biggest gym, but he's got a gym. It's like his little hangout place. I want to say he has 4 or 5 businesses. He has Lockdown. He has the gym, obviously. He has Grind on Demand, which is like a monthly membership program, and I think he also has online one-on-one coaching too. So unless he puts grind on demand and online coaching in the same category, there's 4 businesses, and I'm sure he has many investments. He has all the sponsorships, and he's even sponsored with Monster Energy. He has one with Ghost. He has one with everybody. Honestly, like he's an OG of the industry. So he would be my number 1 fitness guy. My number 2 fitness guy would probably be, I think, Mark Bell. I would love to sit down and talk to Mark Bell. Just because he's been through a lot, and a lot of family things have gone on, and like, I don't want to talk to these guys about fitness, really. Like, because that's what they do, bro. Like, I'm literally calling the fitness guys. I don't want to talk to them about that. I mean, I might hit on it a little bit, but I think there's so much depth there with those people. I think there's so much depth that they just don't get to really express that much. So Mark Bell, I mean, having his brother pass away from suicide, and his other brother recovering alcoholic, and his other brother is like a successful movie producer, and he made Bigger, Faster, Stronger. Just a great, genuine person, and I love watching him. I love watching them. And Mark Bell, his podcast is so underrated. It's so underrated. Like, he has amazing people on. He even had Christian Guzman on, and that one didn't get that many views. Like, go watch him. He's amazing. He has so much value. And the way he does it is he just talks, but he like stops talking when he doesn't know what he's talking about. And I wish people did that more in the industry. But yeah, I really like him. Finally, I would have to say Mr. Guzman, Christian Guzman, just because, I have been watching him for 5 years. I mean, I was watching him before he opened up his first gym, and I remember watching his video when he released Alpha Elite. And one second, I'm gonna go grab the first shirt I think he ever came out with. 1 second. So look, I think I got this shirt. Christmas is 2014 or 15, maybe. I'm not sure. But look, this is the original Alpha Elite shirt, I think. If not the original, it's one of the originals. Look at that. Alpha Elite Athletics. It's got his tag right here. It's one of the original shirts. Alpha Elite. It's got everything right there. And it's just really cool to have this. I remember looking at this shirt when I was younger. I remember opening it on Christmas, and I was like, God, dude, wouldn't it be so cool to like have a clothing company? Like, wouldn't it be so cool to like have a clothing company that represents my message and like share it with people? I thought that was the coolest idea ever, and then now we're here. But yeah, Christian Guzman. I think there's a lot more to Christian Guzman that people don't dive into. I think there's a lot more that he has to bring to the table than just a 6-pack and a gym and a company. Like, I think there's a lot. I would love to like sit down and have a podcast with him, with all those people. But yeah, guys, I think that's gonna be it for the video. So yeah, the diet's super simple. You guys saw that. So non-fitness would be Joe Rogan, Theo, and Jordan Peterson. Fitness would be my number 1. Well, I'm just gonna throw him out there. Would be Christian Guzman, Mr. Mark Bell, and then my number 1 would be online coach. And then yes, elongated lifestyle shirts. Try to make it a staple product, and then yes, leggings will be coming out. But yeah, guys, I just want to do a sit-down video. Next video you will see, I don't know, but I'm thinking about doing a cheat day here soon. I know how much you guys love those videos. They do so well compared to my other videos, and that's fine. That's okay. I wish it wasn't that way, but it is what it is. But yeah, guys, if you guys made this far in the video, put down in the comment section below silence. And if you didn't, that's cool too. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, comment, share it. Almost at 1,000 subscribers. Not really. We're close. I think we need 160 more. But I'll catch you guys in the next one.